Today the concept I'm looking at is moral panic. And moral panic is something I think all of us have experienced or are affected by, because in our generation we are exposed to the media, and the media have a big role in moral panic. The reading that we were recommended on moral panic gave a really good metaphor that I have decided to share with you because I think it sums up a moral panic. It generates heightened emotion, fear, dread, anxiety, hostility, and a strong feeling of righteousness if it affects you and your morals. But what I wanted to start with was who creates this moral panic, because it comes from somewhere. It doesn't just come out of nowhere. Like, your neighbour doesn't say it, and it doesn't happen. There are perpetrators and there are others, and they're seen as the devil or the enemy. So you could think of, this isn't really one to do with pop culture, but you could think of the refugees and how the government are the other or the enemy or the devil who don't agree with letting everyone in. This causes, for many, many people, a large population, heightened emotion, whether it be anger. It causes hostility because people are angry that that shouldn't be allowed. So the other would be the media in today's society, because the media are the ones that feed us everything. We believe it, we're influenced by it. There's been so many studies shown to produce that. An explanation that clearly clarified the differences and indifferences for me between a moral panic and a moral concern, a fellow named Critcher, and he said in 2008, where he used what he thought was the 7 biggest problems ever, which are AIDS, child abuse, drug use, immigration, violence, street crime, and youth defiance. And he thinks that many of these are panic-inducing to the public. So we panic, they cause a frenzy, and this is what moral panics are like. The difference between a moral panic and concern is that they both require different solutions. Some are far bigger, i.e. gay marriage. They need a change of legislation and law, which is far, far more complicated than something such as AIDS, which is, there's no cure for AIDS. It's very things that Critcher discusses, AIDS, child abuse, etc., can often be sidetracked and ignored because of moral panics, and that's probably the indifference. The attention from them can be diverted because they're always going to be there. They're always prominent, and it's much more easier said than done to get rid of them. So, to further explain this concept of moral panic, there are characteristics that helped me, so I hope that they can help you. There's many, obviously, with any concept, but 2 that stood out for me because they related to me are concern and hostility. So a moral panic, the concern of the people can be seen through public commentary or polls, or even today social media and Twitter. A simple hashtag can show how concerned people are about a moral panic, because it shows the division between 2 sides. So to further show my understanding, I'm going to use an example of popular culture. My example from popular culture to illustrate what this concept of moral panic means, I've chosen the Columbine High School shooting. They were very quick to blame the mass media. This is because in the investigation there were drawings and sketches of a video game that the boys had been playing called Shooter Doom Game. These drawings showed prolific use of shooting. Much concern, characteristic of moral panic, was thrown at the influence of the media at that time and today, and how detrimental constant use of these games can be on society. Moral panic is something that you step back from and you go, whoa, this is serious, this needs to be looked deeper into because there's something not right and we're not safe anymore.